Hey y'all, this is my Real Housewives of New York review. Oh my God, I've been trying to do this all day. I was trying to do this early in the morning, but I just don't want to watch this episode again. Like, I thought last week was cringe, but this one is on a whole nother level. Like just when we think we hit rock bottom, there's still further down to go. Like, I want it to stop, actually. I want to get off this ride. Like, if you watch my first review for this season, I was so excited, and now I think we're 15 episodes in, and this is just regretful. Ramona is really at her worst. I mean, there's the group dynamic that's wrong, like, so much wrong, y'all. And I haven't even gotten to the episode yet, so let's get into it. We're continuing from last week at this, like, hellish Shabbat dinner, Black Shabbat dinner, and Ebony said that she regret doing it. So we open with Ebony talking to Leah on the phone still, and she's asking, okay, so Sonja gets it, Luanne gets it, why doesn't Ramona get it? Because she's a racist. She's a racist. I know Ebony is trying to extend this woman some grace, but after watching this, it's F Ramona. And oh my goodness, I think I'm gonna curse 3 minutes into the video because I can't wait till it hits 5. I really can't. Because Ramona showed her entire white wrinkly ass on this episode. So we see Ramona in the kitchen and she's terrorizing the staff. Like, they're just looking at her and she's asking, oh, well, can I eat this? Like, clearly the plates are still being set up. You see there's like a side, like, I don't know what this is. It's something I wouldn't eat. It's like mixed vegetables, clearly a side. And she just takes the plate and starts eating it. And she's trying to explain her horrid behavior, saying, oh, well, I was about accounting all day. I didn't get to eat. I didn't get to eat all day. Your ass just ate on the bus. We saw you. You're a liar. Oh my God. And it just gets worse. So she continues to talk to the chef. And the chef, who's clearly, I would say, a woman who subscribes to the LGBTQ community. Ramona is telling her, yeah, I'm sure the host is flustered. You think? She's like, is it host or hostess? I don't know. Like, the pronouns. Now she's complaining about pronouns and this new world that we're in. She's already offended Jews, black people, and now she's trying to offend gay people as well, clearly. Like, this woman is irredeemable, and we are 1 minute in. 1 minute. I wish the mask wasn't on the chef's face because I really want to see her reaction. And Ramona is just talking now and laughing at behavior while being completely unself-aware. So Ebony finishes talking to Leah as she goes back into the dragon den. Leah has had enough, so she's not going to be on the phone or Zoom anymore. We see Ebony complaining in her confessional about Ramona. Curse her ass out. She does not deserve any more of your grace, Ebony, please. If any time for you to like unleash, it's now. It's now. She needs to be checked. And then Ramona, you just see her in the back just eating off her plate like a petulant child. So everyone is back at the table except for Ramona because she's stuffing her face in the kitchen. They're all talking about like how disappointed they are about how the dinner is going, how this is supposed to be about human values, which Ramona clearly lacks. Ramona gets back to the table and she tells Ebony that she thinks she had a meltdown. Ebony is just laughing at her. Ramona's behavior is so disrespectful. I don't understand like how one can laugh. I really don't, because I'm not laughing. Like, bitch, just because you hungry don't mean everything gotta stop for you. You a grown-ass adult. Wait, or else your ass shouldn't have came. That poor host. She seemed like she is over it. Like, I really hope Ebony compensated her in some way. And Sonja, I mean, she just getting drunker as the time goes by. Like, she not as bad as Ramona, but I mean, she's almost there. And then the black people at the table, I really want to know their perspectives. They really got the right black people for this because the black people that I know, they would have went off. So I'm not really sure of the time frame, but it looks like the food finally got to the table and there's order restored, at least for the moment. Oh my God. I love how Ebony snuck that in. Ramona, I don't think you're anti-Semitic, but what you have to learn is like this is a Black Shabbat and we're talking about 2 different experiences and I want you to grasp that. The look on Ramona's face, I mean, hey, if the shoe fits. Like, I'm wondering, how do you get through life acting like that? And how is she still on TV? So the host gets back to learning, and we're, referring back to the pamphlets at the table. And Ramona continues to interrupt the host. Like, continues. Just be quiet. Just be quiet. Just let the woman talk. Ramona actually has the audacity to tell her, I don't want to read anymore. I want to talk. I want to have conversation. Like, this isn't about you. Like, I don't know how many times I'm going to have to say it. If I see Ramona on the street here, I'm spitting in her face. So now it's actually Sonja's turn to speak. She is drunky boots. She is just rambling on about some nonsense right now. She looks like a clown. So Ramona interrupts Sonja's drunken rambling, and I think she offended her in some type of way, and Sonja goes completely off. Like, starts cursing her out, like raises her voice. She's embarrassing herself as well as Ramona at the table. Everyone is just looking on. This is just the worst dinner in Housewives history. I didn't think it could be worse than last week, but damn, like 8 minutes in. Another yacht, another plane, another dress. Whoa. So after that, she storms off. So Luanne gets up and follows Sonja and tries to calm her down. Sonja is like crying now while Luanne is hugging her. Ebony's like, let's just continue. Really? Can y'all end the night? This night has been the penultimate failure. So back at the table, Ebony's like, let's have a timeout on the white people now and let the black people speak. So one of the 3 poor black people at the table who has to go through this, they finally get a chance to speak. And of course Ramona has a problem with that. And she's like, oh, we're segregated now? Look, I can talk. I'm black and white. I just wanted to end. We're at 12 minutes in the review. I think I might have to give y'all like time stamps because I have so much more of this show to go. I don't want to review this anymore. So one of the 3 black people, her name is Lenora, and she's talking about the most meaningful time in her life. And she's talking about an experience she had with having a baby early, I think 29 weeks, she said. Now she's trying to tell her story, and Ramona keeps interrupting her. It's like, 29 weeks? I mean, because it's 40 weeks, right? Like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Lenora continues to speak and says that she and her son almost died. And Ramona again says, are you serious? No, she's kidding. Like, she is so graceful because I don't understand how she didn't curse Ramona out in that moment. But she continues her story and says that her, as well as a lot of black women, have had the wrong medical attention when it comes to childbirth. And I'm going to read the facts. In the US, black women die in childbirth at 3 times the rate of white women. Black women have a 3 times greater chance of developing fibroids when compared to Caucasian women. And she says she knows for a fact the treatment that she got was because she was black. So Ramona then asks, then how would a white woman be treated differently from you? So then Lenora is explaining this to Ramona, like statistical facts behind what she's saying. And then Ramona responds, and I gotta say, I wanted to rip my TV from the wall. She said, well, let me tell you something. When I was pregnant with Avery, I was denied the pain meds, and my nurse, she was black. And I was just screaming for pain. How dare you? How dare you try to like marginalize this woman's experience and bring up yours and make it about you? She's telling you statistical facts to your privileged white ass. Like, you dumb bitch. Like, seriously. She's a racist fucking bitch. I am disgusted by this scene. I could not believe this. The grace that Lenora had to not curse this woman out. Like, I would have launched across the table. This is a serious matter that's still affecting black women today. And Ramona had the audacity to do this. And then Bravo still hasn't released a statement yet. Kenya, and y'all know how I feel about Kenya. Like, they made a statement immediately when she wore the Native American headdress. Where is the statement now, Bravo? I want a statement for this, because I am truly offended, and I'm only 15 minutes in this episode. Ramona, I don't give a fuck about your childbirth to Avery. I really don't. Ramona's like, I hear you, but it happens to white people too. I really need to start eating before I do these reviews. I really do. So then Ebony does speak up to this situation, and she's saying that Ramona is lucky that she's at the table full of black people with a high tolerance for bitches like her. Now, she didn't say that, I'm saying it. And bless you, Ebony, for having the patience. But she tells Ramona that the way you're questioning her seems adversarial. And I totally agree with that. I love how she phrased that to her. Because I feel like when you're talking to Ramona, you have to talk to her like that for her in order to get it. So Ebony corrects Ramona and tells her how it comes off. Ramona's like, I was just shocked. And Ebony's like, well, just say that then. So a little time passes by, and Ramona, in typical Ramona fashion, is, are we wrapping up here? Are we almost done? And she gets up. I'm like, everyone at the table is like, we're not done. And it doesn't end just because you're tired of learning. She's like, I'm tired. I've been here for 4 hours. I want to sleep. It's 9 o'clock. And still, Ebony doesn't curse her out. She's like, well, if Ramona wants to go, she can go. Let her go. The people that are here want to be here. I might have to name this episode Ebony's Grace. So she keeps giving excuses to everybody why she needs to leave. We know it's all bullshit. We know. So then Ebony's saying, oh, Ramona, thank you for coming. Fuck that. Bitch, get the fuck out. Then she tells Ebony she needs to be a little less unfiltered, and then she sits back down and tells the host, oh yeah, I know what I want to say. If I could change something, I want to be less unfiltered, you know, and she tries to apologize to the table. How about being not a racist? How about not being a narcissist, a pernicious individual who's irredeemable now in my eyes and who needs to be off of this show, off this network? You need to be shunned publicly. And Ramona thinks that her slate is just wiped clean from her sorry-ass apology. So as Luanne's talking to her confessional, because she's known Ramona the longest, she's saying, I thought we passed all this bad behavior. And then we go into a montage from production of all of Ramona's worst hits. Her greatest hits, but her greatest worst behavior, I want to say. They even start in 2008. Yeah, we get 6 clips. The producers were generous because I think they could dedicate a whole hour to Ramona's hateful ass actions on this franchise. Lord, and now Sonja apologizes to Ramona and they hug like nothing ever happened. Ebony rolls her eyes like I am too. It's just like they're friends again like nothing ever happened. After Sonja just cursed her ass out, now they're acting like nothing happened at all. So now as Ramona finally leaves, Ebony then says, oh yeah, she was kind of a see you next Tuesday. And then she became less of a see you next Tuesday. You should have saved that and called her that to her face, Ebony, because she deserved it. And all right, that's the end of the Shabbat dinner. Next scene, we're back in New York, and we have Luanne headed to Ramona's place. So it looks like they're having breakfast, and according to Luanne in her confessional, she doesn't even think Ramona is aware of how many people she offended. So now they're just talking about that evening, and Ramona's more so talking about Sonja's blow up than her own behavior, which is clearly deflection on her part. Yeah, she's making it all about Sonja and her behavior and her drinking, saying she's worried about the path she's on and how she's gonna crash. Like, girl, are you serious right now? Ooh, Luanne, I hate these cheap dollar store earrings that you're wearing in the confessional. So Luanne then takes this moment to tell Ramona as a friend that she was rude as fuck at Ebony's Black Shabbat. And Ramona's completely dismissive. She's like, well, I was hungry. Luanne continues and says that she wished Ramona was a little bit more self-aware of that she was offending people. Ramona keeps bringing excuse after excuse up. Okay, I was hungry. Okay, I was a little drunk. Ooh, and Ramona with her nasty shade to Luanne saying that, oh, well, you know what it's like to get drunk, so you should understand. Wow, and definitely Luanne catches that. Luanne definitely handled that well. She was like, don't turn it on me, like, this is about you. Ramona then tries to say it was late. Luanne was like, 9 o'clock is not late. You go out dancing, bitch. Since when is 9 p.m. late to Ramona? Or 9 p.m. to any New Yorker? Oh, so that was the problem, Ramona. She was drinking on an empty stomach. That was the reason. Not that she was a fucking racist, but she was just drinking on an empty stomach. So next scene, we're at Sonja's townhouse. The way she treats her staff is still comical to me. She's inviting Ebony over and she's apologizing to her for her part in the reckless behavior that happened at the Shabbat. Ebony is completely understanding and she's like, well, at least you weren't acting like Ramona. Ebony actually congratulates Sonja for sticking up for herself, but it was the way in which she stuck up for herself that went a little bit too far. So they're just really gonna let Sonja's dog just keep eating off of that charcuterie board? Really? This just lets me know I can't eat from everybody's home. And maybe even a certain people's home, if you know what I mean. So then Ebony informs Sonja that Archie, the host of Black Shabbat, called her and said that Sonja peed in her driveway. Peed in her driveway, you dirty skink. Like, they just showed her on camera, like, there was why didn't she just go back up to the bathroom? Was there a bathroom on the bus? But no, she peed in this woman's driveway. The level of disrespect, so dirty. And did she wipe? Like, she just like shook it and then put her dress down? Just nasty. Nasty, nasty, nasty. I bet she didn't even shower when she got home. Next scene, we're with Luanne, and she's waiting in a restaurant for the other ladies, as well as some organizers from the charity that she participates in. Unfortunately for Leah, she's still in quarantine right now because she was exposed. I thought she had to do 5 days, but it looks like she had to do 2 weeks. Ebony and Ramona arrive, and Ramona, of course, is acting like nothing happened at the Shabbat dinner. We see that Sonja was invited, but I think she just ignored Luanne as well as Ramona. So the women from the organization arrive, and they're having dinner. They're talking about their experiences because they've definitely had a rough life. And one of the ladies are talking about their experience in the criminal justice system and a certain crime that happened. And of course, Ramona interrupts her and tries to bring a fact in to put the attention on her rather than the woman talking about her experience. Like, she just can't listen. Ebony and Luanne just looking at each other like, oh Lord, here we go. This situation is definitely mirroring what happened earlier in the episode. So the young lady is saying while she was in prison, for some reason, she didn't have a court date. And then Ramona's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Luanne gives Ramona the death stare at this point and says, Ramona. And she's like, no, I have a question. It just seems like she's about to disregard this woman's experience. Another Black woman's experience again. Twice in one episode. Like, she cannot believe or fathom that the prison system has it out for Black people. Like, she can't wrap her mind around it. Lack of awareness, lack of empathy, lack of knowledge, but a big ass mouth. So then the other woman talks about her experience going to jail. And then right afterward, Ramona says, well, can I ask your friend a question? And she gives them a hypothetical situation talking about Sonja. Like, is this bitch for real? Like, she really just made this moment another moment about her? I cannot believe this. There's not enough words for Ramona I have right now. And we are 45 minutes in the episode. I'm really counting because I want it to be over. Well, since the topic is on Sonja, they're now talking about Sonja at the table while she's not there. Well, unlike the Shabbat dinner, this dinner isn't a complete disaster, but it's still littered with Ramona's racist undertones. Next scene, we're at Leah's apartment. It looks like her quarantine is finally over. I didn't know that her daughter couldn't stay with her as well, because now her daughter's at the door along with her daughter's father, her baby daddy. I don't think they were ever married, right? But yeah, so they're sitting on the couch and they're talking about their daughter's high school requirements. And at this point, I can definitely fast forward the scene. Next scene, we're at Ebony's place and we see her friend come over and they're waiting on a geneticist detective that Ebony hired to find her dad to come over because I think she has some new information for her. So the lady comes over and she gives Ebony some exciting news. They have 3 matches and they're all brothers, and one of the matches is Ebony's dad. I'm very happy for her because unlike Melissa Gorga, this plot line is real. Oh wow, she got a picture too? Why didn't Ebony get her in the first place? Like, she got immediate results. Damn. There has to be some experience not knowing who one of your parents are or knowing that you have like more than one sibling out there. So then the episode ends with Ebony being excited and relieved that she'll eventually be able to meet her dad. I mean, at least the episode ended on a good note. It started horribly. Afterward, on the Bravo chat room show with Portia and Giselle, Ebony said she actually got in touch with her father and I think a couple of her sisters, so she got a happy ending to her plot line. Anywho, y'all, that episode was awful. It was hard to sit through. Ramona is despicable. I think she should be off Bravo TV. I think, yeah, this season needs to end. I think this is the worst season of Housewives of New York ever. And it's not because of Ebony. It's because of Ramona's behavior. It's because of the lack of women. It's because of the lack of real relationships. And also it's because of COVID too. But it's just cringeworthy now. And I think a lot of y'all are over it just like I am. I really do think they need to revamp the entire franchise. Maybe they could bring back Ebony or Leah or one of the housewives, or they could just start completely fresh and have a diverse cast of actual housewives. Maybe they should do that. I'm actually still glad that they took off Real Housewives of Dallas indefinitely. Like, they started filming, they were just like, nah, this ain't working. We're just gonna pull the plug on this. So, Housewives of New York, y'all are on notice. And with that, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all for Beverly Hills. Bye.